All right, former world's strongest man competitor and now current MMA fighter Eddie Hall is now doing a carnivore diet, supposedly for the next 90 days. Here's a little clip of him talking about that.
Right, just done a bit of deadlifting. Feeling pretty good. Like, I only got to 5 plates these days, just try and speed rep them. It's got to be explosive, you know, it's no point in me being mega strong. Energy levels feeling good. Yeah, it's surprising really, because usually you'd think without carbs you'd have no energy at all, but I feel really.
All right, so my initial thoughts. So, one, it's, certainly interesting to see more and more people trying this, because obviously there's so much online now about people having success. As a sort of an athlete myself who has, achieved a pretty high level of performance on a carnivore diet, I have some pretty unique insight into, how you might want to adjust that. So Eddie Hall, if you are interested in hearing my perspective, I'm the guy that wrote the book, The Carnivore Diet, and I've broken many world records on this diet, at least in rowing, something I think you're familiar with. So anyway, his comments, initially are, he enjoyed the food. He's starting to feel, kind of fuller than he normally is, which is kind of surprising to him. Still eating quite a bit of, volume of food, 8,000 calories, 600 grams of protein in the day, which, I think that's pretty reasonable given as big as he is. He's around 370 pounds right now at about, I guess he had it tested about 27% body fat. And, he's, having to figure out how am I going to manage my training around the meals, given that I feel fuller than I normally do in many cases. So I think there's some, things that I would adjust, personally, perhaps, to help with that. But it'll be interesting to see how things go. I suspect that he probably will lose. His stated goal is basically just to lean out a little bit. I suspect he'll be able to do that, fairly easily. I'm glad that he is taking an approach where he's allowing himself some level of variety: steak, eggs, salmon. He's having a little bit of dairy products, things like that. I mean, he's still using quite a bit of supplementation, which probably, in my view, a lot of it's going to be superfluous. I don't know that it's necessary at this point, but, like I said, I'm sure he has a lot of supplement sponsors, quite honestly. And, but it's he's obviously a big character, performing at the highest levels of human performance achievable. I mean, he's, like I said, one of the strongest men that's ever walked the planet. And the fact that he is trying this is interesting, and we'll see what that yields. I don't know what the outcome is. I suspect he will enjoy certain aspects of it. There'll be some aspects, maybe he will miss some of the other foods. But I suspect if he continues to eat enough, and I think he is currently eating right now, and he probably will find that it's quite easy to dial that food up and down because the satiety is a little more profound, and you can sort of have a little more ease of either gaining or losing weight. At least that's what I find. And he's a guy like me who can put away a lot of meat. I put down. I won a tomahawk ribeye eating contest a couple weeks ago. I put down 6 pounds of meat in one sitting. That's almost 3 kilos to compare that. So, like I said, it'll be interesting to see. I suspect that there will be. We'll see what happens about 2 weeks in, 2-3 weeks in. In my experience, just for generalized adaptation, you're looking at probably at least 3 weeks to kind of get used to running without the carbohydrates. He probably still has a reserve. He said he went on vacation and ate a bunch of crap for 2 weeks and got fat, and he's probably still got a lot of that still built into him. So one day is certainly not enough to cast any sort of judgment on the diet, even though initially he said it seems to be fairly positive. We'll see how he's doing, 2 weeks, a month from now, and see what he feels like. I hope he makes it to the whole 90 days, because I think that is going to be a better test of the diet, particularly in someone who trains quite hard. And in all honesty, quite honestly, it's probably even longer than that in my experience. It probably took me 6 months to really get used to just running in the system that I have. You think about it, if you've spent, and I don't know how old Eddie is, I think he's probably maybe in his 40s or something like that, or late 30s perhaps. He's probably spent 35 plus years consuming carbohydrates as his main energy source, and your body takes a while to get the adaptation to that at those high levels of athletic performance. Just like you don't become overnight a champion, any athlete, when it comes to how you move your body, developing strength and speed. I think there's some metabolism that becomes takes a while to adapt to as well. And I think your metabolism actually adjust just like your body does. And it might take some time to really hit those high gears and high levels. So anyway, my thoughts. What do you guys think? What do you guys predict with Eddie Hall? Is he going to lose weight? Is he going to like the diet? Is he going to hate the diet? It'll be interesting to see how he does. Anyway, I'm happy that he's open-minded enough to try that, and I think we'll see more and more people trying it as time goes by. Some will do well, some will not, and we'll see what happens. So anyway, take care. Let me know what you think. Bye-bye.